Can I get a thumbs up? Can I get a like? Can I get a tweet? Are you getting ready to Snapchat me something? Well, if you're trying to figure out what the heck I am talking about, then clearly you have missed the social media boat. My name is E.R. Spalding, and I am the founder of Blackwoman Startup. And this is the place where you want to be in order to up your social media game. And I say that with all love and intention. But before we start talking about, getting into what our training is going to be about, I want to make sure that we know who you are, where you're chiming in from, so you know how we do it each and every time. Make sure that you put your first name, your last name, and where you are from around the world. You see, when we started this summit, what we wanted to do was to bring together the best of the best, these business titans that are holding down this feminine energy inside of this world called entrepreneurship. And we wanted to do that because it was important for us to connect with other high achieving women who were doing the doggone thing. And that led us to you, because you're a high achieving woman doing the doggone thing. And so we want to make sure that we know where you're from so we can shout you out and say hello. So make sure that you're posting inside of the feed your first name, your last name, and where you're from. And of course, you know what our hashtag is. What would this be in terms of a social media training if we didn't have a hashtag? And that hashtag is I am a hashtag Black Woman Startup. All one word. I am, if you don't know what that means, a hashtag Black Woman Startup. And even if you just have an idea, a concept, you don't even know what you're getting ready to do, just affirming that for yourself puts you in a completely different state of mind, because you are a Black Woman Startup. Again, I'm E.R. Spalding, and if you have not located us over in Facebook, we couldn't talk about social media if you're not inside of the exclusive, the elusive, the oh so very private, but educationally rich forum where we all hang out, where these business titans are there and they're putting their quotes and their memes and all of the information that you need, articles for you to read and digest. We're doing that over in Facebook because we got to get social, y'all. It's like, get a little closer with a little extra drive. Remember that commercial? But we are here to celebrate and honor the movement that is commencing right now. We are Black women who are choosing to not only start a business, but we're also declaring to the world that we will not start over. And this is where the birthplace of the Black Woman Startup Summit came about, because there are too many women who are inside of this space who are not successful. I was one of those women, hand to God. I was. So I jumped inside of the entrepreneurial space, and I had what Michael Gerber would consider to be an entrepreneurial seizure. I couldn't take it anymore. And I got here and I didn't know everything that I needed to know. And so I flailed around for a really long time. And then I had to get my act together, and I started doing and visiting and becoming a part of things just like this. But there was an element that was missing. And it was somebody else who looked like me, somebody else who had kinky hair, somebody else who had a little flyness about her. And that's not to say that anyone else was bad or wrong, but I just wanted to see more women like me in this space. And when I began to notice that there were few and far between, I got on the phone with my business besties and I said, you know what, guys, this is what we have to do. Are you down? And they said, yeah, I'm down, Spalding. Let's do it. Let's make it happen. And the Black Woman Startup Summit was created just for you to have a place where you didn't have to start over, a place where you didn't have to feel alone, a place where we could all get a little bit social. And I have to admit, I'm a very private person. I am not an introvert by any stretch of the imagination. I am just very private. So when someone began to tell me that social media is where it's at, social media is where you need to be, social media is where you need to be broadcasting to, I was like, but I'm a private person. And I had to learn what fit for me. And so I went to my good friend Turiya Hodge, who is the social media strategist. She is a social media maven, I dare say. But she is the one that helped me understand how I could begin to separate my personal life from my business life, what was appropriate, what was inappropriate, and how I could give of myself in the most authentic way possible while still retaining what was important to me in a privacy space. And more importantly, why it was important, why it was an absolute necessity that I begin to step inside of social media and understand it and utilize it as a tool for the strategies that I would come up with inside of my businesses. So now is the time to download the workbook, right? So you want to text Turiya, 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 to 773-993-1652. That will get you access to her digital workbook that will accompany the training that she is going to be imparting on you. See, we are doing this and we are inside of this summit, and we are having a super summit right now, but a super summit would not be anything if the social media maven herself were not inside of the building to help us understand how we can begin to utilize social media to our advantage as a tool inside of our business. Again, download the workbook. You want to text Turiya, Turiya, to 773-993-1652. And as we always do, we're getting ready to count down to all of this deliciousness, content, and training that we are about to absorb from none other than social media strategist herself, Miss Turiya Hodge. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hi, welcome. Welcome to the Blackwoman Startup Platform. And I am Turiya Hodge, your guest trainer for today. Now, first of all, before I get started into our content for today, I just want to say I'm super excited to be a part of this platform, Blackwoman Startup. Now, one of the things that I definitely do understand is that there's a major shift that's taking place in the business world where the Black woman, is the fastest growing group of entrepreneurs. And I'm super proud to be part of that trend. So one of my missions, one of my goals is also to help other Black women startups who are just getting started in their business, or perhaps you've been in business for some years, but you haven't quite figured it out yet, okay? And so this is why I'm here with you today to share with you social media systems for 7-figure results, okay? And just bear with me one moment while I bring up today's presentation. Okay, alrighty, so let's jump right into it. So who is this for? So this is for you. If you're out there and you have an amazing product or amazing service in your business, but guess what? No one knows that you exist. So how many of you out there could identify with that? I remember feeling that way in the beginning when I started my business. I knew I was amazing. I knew I'm great, at the things that I do, but the problem is no one knew that I existed. This is for you. Also, if you're out there and you're in business and you're not attracting your ideal clients. So how many of you can identify with that? So you're out there, you're doing a great job, you're getting your business out there, you're meeting prospects, but guess what? They're not really your ideal prospects. And so what happens? You find yourself providing products and services that aren't necessarily the things that you want to do in your business. I get it. I identify. I've been there before. So if that's you and you're not attracting your ideal client, definitely you want to make sure that you stick on this training today. Maybe this is for you, if you're out there and people said, you know what, you should be on social media, and you said, guess what, great, now I'm on social media. So you have the Facebook, you're on Twitter, you're on LinkedIn, you're on Snapchat, you're on Instagram, you're on YouTube, okay, like you're everywhere, but you still don't understand how to pull it all together. Okay, so if that's you, you're a little confused about what you're supposed to be doing on social media, you don't have a clear strategy, then definitely this training is for you. This training is also for you if you're out there and you're telling yourself, well, gosh, I'm just getting started in my business. Okay, and I don't have thousands of dollars to dump into a major advertising campaign. So you haven't quite, gotten to the point where you've set an advertising budget, or maybe you are working with little bit, I should say limited funds, for your marketing and advertising. So if that's you, then definitely this training is for you. This training is for you if you're also struggling to attract the right clients in your business. Okay, so we all know what that looks like. If you're not working with the right people, the right fit, your ideal clients in your business, it could be a less than pleasurable experience for the client and a less than pleasurable experience for you as well. So no one, I don't think I've ever met an entrepreneur who's ever gotten into business, okay, to not have a business that's fulfilling. This training is also for you if you are on what I call the revenue yo-yo or the revenue roller coaster. So what do I mean about the revenue roller coaster? The revenue roller coaster or the revenue yo-yo, is those times when or those seasons in your business, it might be months for you, where you are experiencing extremely high revenue. So everything is going great in your business, everything is flowing well, and then all of a sudden, boom, you're back in the valley and you have no idea what hit you. So if you're experiencing those periods of feast and famine in your business, then definitely this training is for you. Or also, if you're out there and you said, you know what, I do have advertising dollars, I set aside money, for my business to do advertising, and maybe you're doing some traditional advertising, okay, and you're having a hard time tracking your ROI, your return on investment, okay, or it's taking you a long time to see the return on investment on your advertising dollars. So if that's you, if you could identify with that, then definitely this training is for you. So why am I here? Okay, so let me share with you a little bit about who I am. So once again, my name is Turiya Hodge, and I am the founder of Social Media Saturdays. And I started my business about 7 years ago. So when I started my business 7 years ago, true story, I just received my MBA in business, okay, and in marketing. That was my area of specialty. And just like everyone else who just graduated with an MBA, I was excited, and I had that feeling that I could conquer the world. I mean, you couldn't tell me anything. I was ready. Okay. And then I started my business. And one of the things as a new entrepreneur and a new business owner, one of the main things that people always tell you, that the gurus, they always tell you all the time, that you have to get out there and you have to network. So I prided myself on being an expert networker, okay? So I would attend networking events. I would try to get to 3 to 5 networking events per week. And I even had a process with my networking, okay? So yes, I was that networker that after you met me at an event, I would come home, sit at my computer, and I would proceed to send an email to all of the people that I have connected with at that networking event. So that was my follow-up process. Pretty cool, right? You meet someone at a networking event, you send them your very first touch, which is an email. And in the email, I invited them just to have a 10-minute conversation with me, just so I could learn a little bit more about what they did in their business and possibly ways that I could help support them. But here's the thing, and here's the part that really hurt. No one was responding. Okay, so can you imagine that? That, you think you have a process, you put your process in place, you're all excited about it, and you're sending out emails, which, by the way, no one else was doing. Okay, and then no one was responding to my emails. And so this put me in the awkward position of having to chase clients. So how many of you out there could actually identify having to chase clients? And so let me share with you what that picture looks like in case you don't know. So it happens something like this. You send an email, and you said, hey, I'm inviting you to have a 10-minute conversation so I can learn a little bit more about what you do in your business, maybe possible ways that I could support you, okay? And then, a couple of days go by, you don't get an answer, so you become a little bit bolder, right? So one of the things that you do, you decide to go back to that business card, and then you pick up the phone, and you go ahead and you call that person, and then you call them, and then they answer the phone, and then the conversation is great, and then you said, yes, let's follow up. And then after you follow up for your second conversation, crickets, nothing. They won't even return your call. So how many of you out there could identify that you have been there? I've definitely been there before. So what this led to was inconsistent follow-up. It was taking me a really long time, to really follow up and to actually secure clients for my business. This resulted in what we call the inconsistent revenue. Revenue that I could not depend on. Revenue that was lost because I spent most of my time chasing after clients. Then the self-doubt started to set in. And I started to actually allow myself to think things such as, this isn't working. Maybe entrepreneurship is for everyone else except for me. Maybe I should quit. How many of you out there have actually allowed yourselves to think those words, much less say those words? I've been there. Then what I noticed was something interesting started to happen. So people, or the prospects that I was meeting at the networking event, a lot of times they weren't responding to my emails, or they weren't taking phone calls from me. But one of the things that I noticed that was very interesting is that they started to reach out to me on social media. So how many of you could identify with that? So one of the things that I had to quickly learn was this was a new way for entrepreneurs to network. This was a new way for entrepreneurs, at least it was new to me, for entrepreneurs to connect. So needless to say, I had some cleaning up to do. So true story. Okay, so to be honest, when social media first came about, I was never one on all those other social media sites. I can't even remember the name of some of the social media sites. But I remember coming onto Facebook, and I came onto Facebook kicking and screaming. So I could not definitely understand the need, for people to share what they were doing in their lives every single minute of the day. I just couldn't wrap my head around it. But as I entered into the space of entrepreneurship, I started to realize that this is possibly a very powerful business tool. So needless to say, I had some cleaning up to do. So how many of you could also identify with that? You know, you've been on social media, you're having a good time with your family and friends, and now you're stepping into the business arena. And, you know, maybe you don't want your professional contacts, you know, to see all the things that you do in your private life on social media. So, you know, I had some cleaning up to do. I had to personally reach out to some family and friends and say, you know what, I do have to unfriend you on social media, but guess what? We're still friends in real life. Love you. So if you could identify with that, you know, definitely, you know, it probably happened, you know, to most of us. All right. So I started to pay close attention on how to leverage social media as one of the most powerful networking tools. And so this is why I'm here to share with you today social media systems for seven-figure results. So I'm going to share with you a couple of things today. So let's start with my number one secret. So my number one secret for social media systems for seven-figure results is to make sure that you are using your Facebook business page. Now, I talk about this all the time, and I say this is one of my biggest pet peeves when it comes to social media. People who are using their Facebook personal page and masquerading their personal page as their business page. So what do I mean by masquerading? So here's the thing. Someone said, hey, you know what? Facebook is an excellent tool for you to use in business. And you go ahead and you set up your Facebook account, right? But you're not really interested in using Facebook as a personal account for your personal use. You want to use it for business. So instead of utilizing your Facebook business page, what you do is you create your personal profile and you share all of your business information off of your personal Facebook profile. So I'm here to share with you, not only is that you're shortchanging yourself as an entrepreneur, as a business owner when you do that, and I'll share with you some of the reasons why, okay? But also it's against Facebook's rules and regulations, okay? So a lot of people really don't know that, so I'm just going to share that with you. So the first thing that you need to do if you're an entrepreneur and you're marketing your business on Facebook, okay, you definitely want to make sure that you create a Facebook business page. Now, I'm going to specifically talk about Facebook in this training, but I also want to let you know this is also true for other social media platforms as well, okay? So if you're out there, you're marketing on Instagram, Instagram allows you to have an Instagram business account. So you definitely want to make sure that you create an Instagram business account. The same for Twitter. If you're using Twitter, you want to make sure that you create a Twitter account specifically for your business. The same for, like I said, for most of your social media platforms. Okay, so here's the first reason why you want to do that. You want to make sure that you are taking advantage of every single opportunity that you have to get increased exposure for your business. Now, when we talk about increased exposure for your business, one of the things that having a Facebook business page allows you to do is you can target your ideal clients. So as you start to market your business, as you start to create conversations in the marketplace, you could specifically gear that conversation or those conversations to your ideal clients. Reason number two, you also want to create your Facebook business page because it gives you the opportunity to generate more leads. So there's some very unique things that you could do off of your Facebook business page that you're not allowed to do from your personal page. Once again, you could actually set up promotions and run your promotions from your Facebook business page, whereas you're not able to do so from your personal page. Reason number three, this gives you the opportunity, creating a Facebook business page and using your Facebook business page gives you the opportunity to now market your business and do that in a very affordable fashion. So one of the things that I absolutely love about Facebook's marketing platform is that it gives you the opportunity to market your business on a budget that's comfortable for you. So a lot of people really don't understand and they don't realize this. On Facebook's marketing platform, you are able to set your advertising budget. Okay, so you never have to worry about overspending. You never have to worry about going over your budget because you are the one that set the budget. Okay, so this gives you an opportunity to lower your marketing expenses. Reason number 4, you also want to take advantage of Facebook's tracking and analytics. And this is huge. And this is one of the things that I talk about most with my clients. Once you're using your Facebook personal page to do business, there's absolutely no way you can track that important data. Okay, so I know a lot of times we really focus on the face data or the simple data that we could collect, so we could see how many people are liking, how many people are commenting, and how many people are sharing. Right now, Facebook is really hot with videos, so a lot of times people are excited when they see the video views. But if you're marketing from your personal page on Facebook, I'm going to tell you that's probably all that you're able to see, versus when you conduct your marketing on your Facebook business page, which means that you're writing those amazing articles and you're posting those articles on your Facebook business page. You're creating those really engagement posts, okay, and people are engaging, they're commenting, and they're sharing. And you're also doing those wonderful Facebook Live videos. Are you generating them from your Facebook page? So here's the thing. Facebook allows you to go right into their free tool. So I'm just going to say this. They allow you to go right into their free tool, which is called Facebook Insights. And in your Facebook Insights, you are able to track the data. You're able to track the analytics. You can see the demographic information of your ideal clients, people who are interacting with your content. So this is huge. So this is one of the major things that I tell or I share with my clients, to make sure when it comes to marketing your business, you're doing that off of your Facebook business page, so you have the ability to track that important data. So you could track not only gender, whether most of your content is received well by males or female. You could actually take a look at age demographics. You could see location demographics, and you could also track behaviors as such as to when people are engaging the most with your content. Okay, so how huge is that for you to be able to have that insight, to have this analytic or have these types of analytics in your business, so as you continue to market your business, you know some of the things that you have to focus more on. And reason number 5, marketing on your Facebook business page gives you the opportunity to build your brand loyalty. Okay, so here's one of my favorite quotes from Howard Schultz, which is the owner and founder of Starbucks. We all love Starbucks, right? So if people believe that they share values with a company, they will stay loyal to that brand. All right. And this is one of the things that as entrepreneurs, as business owners, we have to really understand. Sometimes we focus on marketing ourselves as the brand, okay, but our business has a brand and we have a message. So make sure that you give your business every opportunity, to have people connect with your brand values, and make sure that you are attracting people and you're converting them into loyal followers. Okay, so secret number 2, like I mentioned, we're talking about social media systems for 7-figure results. And this is a perfect way for you to attract your ideal clients. So how many of you out there, when you post on social media, you are just creating messages, you're sharing awesome content, and you are throwing your content to the wind. So what do I mean by you're throwing your content to the wind? When you put your content out there, people have a hard time identifying or self-identifying or feeling if that content is for them. Okay. And so a lot of times, we have this feeling, oh my gosh, I'm posting and I'm sharing all of this wonderful information and this awesome content, but guess what? No one is reacting to the content. Okay. So when you're creating your content, are you giving your ideal clients the opportunity to raise their hand and say, this is for me? So are you gearing your posts, your videos towards your ideal client? Can they say, this is for me? You have identified the problem, or you've let them know that this is a problem, you understand, you get it, and then you are the solution to their problem. So here's one of the amazing things that I've learned on this journey. So you always have to market the problem. Market the problem and position the solution. So sometimes people do this as entrepreneurs, new entrepreneurs. I've been guilty of it. We do this backwards. So what we want to do is tell people, I have this amazing product. I have this amazing service, and you need to get my service. But here's the problem. The problem is they really don't know, okay, what the problem is, or you haven't flushed out their problem. So sometimes you have to flush out the problem, give people the opportunity to say, oh, wow, that's my 2 a.m. problem. That's what I'm struggling with. Okay. And now you're able to help me with that and have them raise their hand and self-select. Okay. So always remember this: you market the problem and position the solution. So that's a tweetable. Okay. So that's a tweetable. That's a hashtag. Market the problem and position the solution. So here's my third secret. My third secret is to build a relationship. So one of the things that I've come to understand, and one of my mentors, Dr. George C. Fraser, he says it all the time: business is all about relationships. And if you don't know how to make relationships and you don't know how to foster relationships, then you have no cause being in business. You have no business being in business. And to me, that's huge. That's powerful. So how does that pertain to social media? So on social media gives you the opportunity for you to build a relationship. So you don't really have a business, okay, or you don't build a business. What you do is you build people, and then people in turn build your business. And you do that by building your relationships. And that's a quote, by the late Zig Ziglar. Okay, so here's the thing, and I know you guys have probably heard this before. It takes about 7 to 8 touches to convert a lead into a client. So I'm going to say that again. It takes about 7 to 8 touches to convert a lead into a client. So from time you first introduce your business to a prospective client, a lead, all the way to the conversion stage, 7 to 8 touches. Now, here's what's truly interesting. With traditional marketing, those 7 to 8 touches could take anywhere from a month. It could take up to 3 months, 6 months, a year. For some people, those 7 to 8 touches could even take up to 2 years, depending, okay, on the systems that you have in place for your business. So here's the really cool thing about social media, and what attracted me to get into social media management and strategy, is that you are able to deliver those touches quicker. Now those 7 to 8 touches could take place in a matter of weeks, or they could even take place in a matter of days, depending on your process or depending on your system. Okay, so that's definitely one of the things that I want you guys to keep in mind. Okay, so here's another quote by one of my mentors, Mr. Trevor Otts, and it's all about delivering value. And one of the things that he always shared, and one of the biggest things that I've taken away, is that he that outgives their competition out-earns the competition every single time. So a lot of times, we get so excited about the ways that we could serve in our business. And we have products, we have service that we definitely know that are amazing, that are awesome, and everyone, that we're called to work with should be working with us. But here's the thing, okay? Sometimes we just miss out on the delivering the value. Okay, so always keep that in mind. Make sure that you deliver value, deliver value, deliver value. He that outgives their competition, out earns their competition every single time. So secret number 4 is all about attracting and converting your ideal clients. So now that you have done a great job, of finding your ideal clients, you've created wonderful content, you have exposed the problem, they have raised their hand and they have self-selected and they said, you know what, this is for me. Step number 4 is all about the conversion. Okay, and here's what's really cool, and what I really love about Facebook advertising platform is that Facebook advertising gives you the opportunity to reposition your value in front of your ideal clients or in front of your prospects until they're ready to make a buying decision. So a lot of times as entrepreneurs, we kind of get frustrated, right? Because we find that people aren't converting fast, or they're not enrolling into our programs at the speed that we think that they should be enrolling. But I want you to once again keep in mind that it takes 7 to 8 touches. And with the process of social media, with the help of advertising on social media, especially Facebook, this allows you to help your ideal clients make that buying decision. Okay, once again, it breeds familiarity with them. So you're able to now position your products and your services until they are ready to purchase. Okay, and so that's going to conclude our training for today on the social media systems for 7-figure results. And I know you guys are going to stay tuned for more on the Blackwoman Startup platform. And once again, your host, your guest host for this training, Turiya Hodge, and I'm super excited to seeing you on the next training.